red flashing means a fault. Something is not right with this battery. For today's video, I'm gonna be unboxing two smart Bluetooth lithium batteries for the Jon Boat Build. Both of these batteries are from two brands where I've used their batteries before, and the cool feature for these is that they come with a Bluetooth module so you can actually check your battery percentage on your phone. That's really useful because a lot of the lithium batteries, you can't just hook up a battery meter to like you could a lead acid battery, so you're kind of just guessing on your battery percentage until it's dead. So having a Bluetooth module on the battery itself that lets you kind of see your percentage in real time, I think that's a really cool feature and something definitely needed for batteries that are going to get installed at a site. So the batteries that I'm going to be unboxing today is one from WattCycle and one from Power Queen. I personally used a bunch of batteries from Power Queen before. I have one here in the big boat. I have one that I took out of my last Jon Boat Build before I sold it. And then now I have this smart lithium one that I might be using in this Jon Boat Build here. I'm going to go ahead and get these two out of the box. We can take a look at them, play around with their apps and see which one I prefer. So this is the 100 amp Power Queen. This is a very skinny, tall battery, which is interesting. I feel like this could do really good in saving space if I install it somewhere in the boat that's hidden. For example, in the seat. This is their mini size here, so I'm really curious to see how I can utilize this size. All right, and then now we have the WattCycle. And for this one, the post bolts are at the bottom. Okay, so here we have the two batteries I'm going to be checking out here. As I mentioned before, these are both smart batteries. So we have Bluetooth on this one, Bluetooth on this one. They're both 100 amp hours. This is their mini version, which is slightly taller, but definitely skinnier. And this one seems to be more standard battery sized. Now, to give you a comparison on just how small this Power Queen is, this is their 100 amp hour that I had from a couple years ago. As you can see, the size difference is absolutely enormous. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the apps loaded up on the phone, get them connected, and then we can see how they all work. In the meantime, I'm gonna be having these out here on charge, so we're working with them at full capacity. So now to top these off, I'm gonna be using my cheap sewer lithium charger here. This is 5 amps, so it should be able to get these topped off pretty quick. So I went ahead and downloaded the Power Queen app for the Power Queen battery here. I'm just gonna go ahead and log into this real quick. Now we are logged in here. Let's go ahead and add a device. Looks like we can scan this QR code right on the top here. So I'm gonna go ahead and scan that. Bluetooth connected, okay. So now let's take a look and see what it has to offer. So now we are at 100% battery capacity, which matches up because I did get this charged before we did this today. It is 37 out here right now. It is absolutely freezing. We have a 13.3 voltage reading. And overall, everything looks pretty good. Reading 100%, we're getting a 13.3 voltage. It has like a cell tester. It looks like the battery is in good working condition. The BMS is working, which is your battery management system for charging. Balance, all cells are well balanced. We are not having any issues with it. So that's nice and easy. I don't really know what else you're gonna want out of a battery monitor on your phone, but that is what the Power Queen app has to offer. Okay, so next up we have the WattCycle battery. Something off the rip that I really like is that it doesn't require any kind of account to use. I'm assuming that this here is this battery here, so let's go ahead and connect to it. I didn't have to scan anything, it just kind of saw it nearby. And there it is. Yep, there's the WattCycle battery. So this one is showing 99%. Again, these have been unplugged for about 2 days, so that would make sense that it's about 99%. This one is reading 13.4 volts. So again, 13.3, 13.4, they're all in like the 100% range as far as charge goes. It looks like you can turn charging and discharging on and off. So that's pretty interesting. So if I wanted this to not discharge, I could actually turn that off through the app. And if I want this to not charge, I can have that through the app. It actually updated to 100% now. Like I said, both of these batteries were fully charged before connecting the app. This one is showing the temperature. You're able to turn on and off the charging, on and off the discharging, and it shows the different rates as things are happening. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug in a charger, and I'm gonna see what each app shows while it's charging. All right, so I got the charger plugged in. I'm gonna leave this right up front so we can see as it happens in real time. All right, so let's see what happens when we start charging this thing. Okay, there we go. So now we're showing the charging voltage, which is 5.1 amps, which matches this 5 amp charger. So that's actually pretty cool to verify that that actually charges at 5 amps. This is an extremely affordable lithium battery charger. So if you guys are looking for a battery charger, I'll have this one linked in the description. This thing was so cheap and it has lasted me over a year now with absolutely no issues, not one problem. We have the charging amperage, the wattage, and the voltage. So now we're at 13.9, which is probably its charging voltage. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off charging. Boom, completely disables charging. That's pretty cool. It does work. Let's turn charging back on. That also stopped over there. Now we're back up here, that one back up to full. All right, so everything works with this app. Pretty cool. All right, so now we're gonna switch over to the Power Queen app, and let's go ahead and put this on charge. Let's see what information this gives us. So now we're connecting up now. Okay, the charger is starting up. It's reading the current voltage. See over here, it's going up the bars. Now this is currently not charging at all, and it's actually showing full charged over here. So what's happening right now is that the battery is reading a full charge and the integrated battery charging system is saying no more charge. We are completely full, we don't need any more. So I don't have an easy way of running anything off this battery at the moment to test the discharge rate and then charge rate. I'm gonna see if I can figure something out, and then when I do, I'll come back with this being a little bit drained, and then we'll see what it does when you charge. All right, so at this point, it's actually been a couple months since I've been back to this video. I got involved with a couple other projects, but that actually works out in my favor because one of the things I wanted to test for these batteries is basically their idle discharge rate. How long will they hold their charge over time without losing it? Because these are Bluetooth batteries, that means that they're gonna be broadcasting some type of Bluetooth signal pretty much all the time. So I'm not sure how that's gonna affect its just overall standby battery drain. Now to start, let's go ahead and pull up the Power Queen app. I was already logged in here, so I was able to just open it up. And it looks like in the last, I would say, 3 or 4 months, maybe even longer, it's lost about 1% of battery. All right, now let's go fire up the watt cycle. All right, so for the watt cycle, I'm not seeing a Bluetooth signal right off the bat like I had originally. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna throw a charger on the watt cycle one to see if maybe I can like wake it up and see if that starts broadcasting its Bluetooth signal. All right, so I'm gonna leave the phone right here. So we should see pretty quickly if that's what we need to get this to wake up. So I'm noticing that I'm not getting a charging voltage on the battery charger here. Make sure it's not my charger. We'll see if this one's still charging. Yeah, that one gets a charge right away. Make sure I'm not doing anything wrong here because it'd be pretty wild if this battery died already. So what we want to see is something start blinking on the 20%. Now the only thing I'm wondering is if for some reason it has disabled charging like through the software because it's not bound to an account or something like that. Guest mode lets you use temporary usage of the battery, but you can't lock it. So I'm wondering if maybe this battery is locked. Let me go ahead and log in and see if that makes a difference. Okay, I'm now logged into the app and let's see if I can find a way to connect this up. That one had a Bluetooth QR code. Let's see if this has something I'm just not seeing on it. I'm gonna try and run this bilge pump off of it just to see if it has any juice in it still, or if it's just like completely died. Okay, so it's not discharging absolutely anything. So that's telling me that something with the software of this has just completely died. I'm gonna Google around and see if this is maybe something that I can fix, if it's just like maybe some kind of reset thing I need to do to it. I honestly don't know what I could do to it because there's no buttons on it, but let me just Google and see what I can come up with. All right, so just a quick test here with the multimeter. It's looked like it's outputting about 3 volts, 2.94 volts. I did Google about this and Watt Cycle has this short little video that says Essentially, if you're getting around 3 volts, it's in sleep
Battery
mode.
only shows 3.2 volts. Don't panic. Kiki's got a trick to fix it. When the
Their fix is essentially put a charger on it, and that did not bring it back from sleep mode. I'm gonna try the Power Queen charger and see if maybe that brings it back. Maybe it needs a higher amperage charger. Come back at all. So if you see right here, the Power Queen charger is flashing red, and it says that red flashing means a fault. So that means that something is not right with this battery. I have never had a lithium battery fail on me before. All right, so if you can see here, we got the green blinking light. I'm just gonna go ahead and touch it to the watt cycle terminals and see if it faults or if it happens to bring it back to life. Okay, I didn't get a fault that time. Okay, so no fault this time, but we are just sitting on standby, which means that there's no activity. Yeah, we're not getting anything still. Darn, that's a real shame. I had high hopes for this watt cycle. I am gonna reach out to them and let you know what they say about the battery issue. If they have any fixes for this, I'll include it in the comments. I'll let you know if I end up getting this to work in some way. But otherwise, I'll also let you know how their warranty process works, if they're gonna swap this out for me or what they're gonna do. But until this happened, it had a really nice Bluetooth system on it. I really liked being able to control it, but unfortunately, it did not pass the test of sitting in my garage for 6 months over the winter, where the Power Queens have lasted years. All right, so we got about 22.8 pounds. And then the Power Queen, wow, look at that. Power Queen actually wins on weight also. This is only 19.11 pounds. So this is lighter, a smaller form factor, still offers Bluetooth, I wouldn't say control, but it offers Bluetooth monitoring, and it doesn't die after a couple months. Wow, that's still only 23 pounds. It's honestly not bad for the size of the battery, but even going down those, what, 4 pounds? You can really feel it when you hold it, and it just makes it easier to work with. Not to mention that form factor is awesome, and I already have some ideas on how I want to use it. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and hook this up to the Power Queen charger. This is their 20 amp charger. This thing charges really, really fast, which is nice. I don't know if it's gonna give us enough time being at 99% to ramp all the way up to the 20 amps, but it would be cool to see that on the display here. And 20 amps right there. 20 amps, 268 watts. This thing is gonna fly with charging. This shouldn't take more than a couple seconds, honestly, to top that off to 100%. But it is good to see that this worked no problem. Until this happened, it had a really nice Bluetooth system on it. I really liked being able to control it, but unfortunately, it did not pass the test of sitting in my garage for 6 months over the winter, where the Power Queens have lasted years. So I can say with full confidence at this point, I've used Power Queen batteries for honestly older than I've been making videos. So Power Queen batteries, they've definitely done me really well. I'm gonna go ahead and reach out to WattCycle, and I'll let you know what they say in the comments. All right, guys, well, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to let me know by hitting that like button and dropping a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this or on the Jon Boat Build that one of these batteries are going in, don't forget to subscribe. I've got a lot more content coming out for this and more throughout the year. Thanks for watching.